Boys and girls, welcome back to another review. I'm Andrew with SBVaping, and today we have the Aqua. This is a rebuildable tank atomizer. Now, this is a Kayfun clone. There's something about it though that gives it, I think, an edge over the other Kayfuns and Kayfun clones out there, and that is, as you'll see in the close-ups, it has 4 juice channels and it has a dual coil setup with 2 air holes under each coil. So the airflow comes through these holes. It is adjustable airflow. You just twist this entire body, and as you tighten it, the airflows will obviously get smaller. Now, I haven't noticed a huge difference in the airflow as you tighten it until obviously it gets close to being all the way closed, and then you're gonna have a nice closed draw. But I think having it wide open is the best amount of airflow that I've gotten in a device to this point in my vaping experience. And this is the unit that I vape more than anything else, is this Aqua, because of the flavor it produces, the heat it produces, and the amount of vapor is spectacular. I'm gonna have a vape real quick. I mean, I'm just speechless. Well, I mean, what can you say? This is just a fantastic vape. I have a flavor in here called Rum and Punch from my local vape shop, 5-Star Vape, and it tastes just like a mango. It tastes like a mango with a little hint of rum, and it is really a really nice flavor. Let's take a look at the packaging. I got this from angelcigs.com, a website that I found thanks to Real Vape Review. Dan, check out his videos. He has some nice videos. He's one of the reasons I quit smoking. He had this Real Cig review and he started doing vaping reviews, and it really got me interested because I knew he was a hardcore smoker like I was, and I was able to get off cigarettes, and I haven't looked back. It's been 2 months, almost 2 months, something like that, since my last cigarette, and I feel great. I'm not going to get into that right now because it is about the Aqua. Let's take a look at the packaging real quick. From Angel Cigs, comes in this nice box with the picture on the front, a little bit of Chinglish here. Huge vapor air control Nemesis mod turtle ship Aqua atomizer. The best design Squape e-cigarette, high quality with best prices Aqua atomizer. Now, this makes absolutely no sense because there's no Nemesis mod turtle ship in here, either of those 2 mods. I don't know why that's on there. On the side here, newest Aqua rebuildable atomizer, Aqua rebuildable atomizer, same on the other sides. And on the back here we have a few specs. I'm not going to read all this, but it's basically just telling you what I'm going to tell you anyways. You know, like 21 millimeters in diameter, so it is going to be a little bit smaller than most of those 22 millimeter mods, but nothing really noticeable. It does have all brass contacts. This says it comes with 2 drip tips. I only got 1 in mine. 316 stainless steel, 4 channels, all this stuff. So it does not come with a build in it. I built the coils I'm using right now that you'll see in the close-up. The inside of the box, it just has this foam insulator kind of. The atomizer sitting in here, and then your spare parts, like your I think it comes with some silica, maybe a little bit of Canthol, and then your extra O-rings and a couple extra thumb screws for those coils. So so yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging. I'm really pleased with this after my last review with the with the Trident. Or was it? Yeah, it was the Trident. You saw the box that came in, if you saw that review, and it was pretty terrible. My last thing I'm going to be getting from Fast Tech. But so back to the Aqua. Like I said, probably the best vape that I've gotten to this point. I have it sitting on the Origin mod, which I have another review coming out for today. Same company, same logo they line up, same little design here that they have up here, and it does have a hybrid mode, but I don't have the hybrid pin yet. It is coming in the mail, so that's happening. Yeah, one other thing I forgot to mention is the adjustable juice flow. Basically, this part here underneath the drip tip is connected to your channel, to your chimney, and so you just unscrew it, and that'll open up those juice channels a little bit more, so you can get a little better juice flow. But I haven't really had the need to use that to this point. Anyways, let's go up close and check it out. I'm not going to rebuild it. I am going to re-wick it for you guys. So that's the Aqua, guys. Let's check it out. Alright folks, so here we are up close and all up in the Aqua's grill. Here's the center tube. Has the nice little Aqua logo there. It's like a little UVO, unidentified vaping object. Alright, so the Aqua is essentially a Kayfun clone, but there's one thing about the Aqua that makes it, in my opinion, 2 times better than the Kayfuns, and that is this dual coil setup with the 4 juice channels, rather than on your typical Kayfun you'll just have 1 juice channel on each side and then the 1 coil in the middle. So this has a nice dual coil setup, and so I'm not going to rebuild this today, the coils at least, because I have this set up in my sweet spot, and it is just vaping very nicely for me. But I will tell you, you do have your 2 posts here, and these are little thumb screws. There's no screwdriver port there. It's just 2 little thumb screws. I'll just kind of give them a light tighten with my pliers or whatever. Now I have 9 wraps on either side of 26 gauge Canthal micro coils, and I'm going to show you guys how to wick this, so you guys can see kind of what works for me. And there's a very specific way that you have to wick this, and so I'm going to show you that in just a few minutes. I'm going to show you the rest of the parts here first. So like your Kayfuns, you do have this chimney piece, but on the Kayfuns, it'll come apart, and this part is separate. Basically, when you screw this on, and I'll show you that real quick. You screw this on, then you're going to have your, your thing there, your whatever you call it, the tube, and then this part is going to be sticking out, and that's where your drip tip goes in, and it is tight. But anyways, your drip tip is in there, and now you have a little juice control. You just twist your drip tip and it'll open up those juice channels or close them down. So that's a really nice feature. It's included with the Aqua. Yeah, so that's the chimney juice control. The only problem with that is this is a little bit tight, and most of your standard 510 drip tips are barely going to fit in there or not fit in there. So that is one downside, but this is a really nice drip tip. I like the looks of it. I like how it feels, but we'll get to that later when we're vaping on this thing. And then lastly, your top cap with these nice little divots. I think that really just looks really nice. They're not air holes or anything. They're just a little pattern that is also on the Origin, which we'll see in my next video today. But let's jump right into wicking this thing. So like I said, we have four of these juice channels. What we're going to do is we're going to put cotton through each of these coils, and tuck both sides of the cotton down into these juice channels. So I'm going to roll up some cotton real quick. So I'm just going to tear off a little piece of it, about like that, and then we're going to roll it up. Now, once you got the cotton about how you want it, we're going to stick it in here, pull it out the other side, give it a little twist, help it through there, and there we have it. So that's the first side. I'm going to go ahead and do the second side, and I will be with you shortly. Alright folks, so now that we've got her nice and wicked up, I'm going to go ahead and cut off these a little bit of excess wick here. I'll say about right there. Same thing on the other side. About right there. So now we have our wicks. I'm going to go ahead real quick, just because I forgot to mention it. I'm going to put her on the ohm reader. Before I wicked it, she was reading at about 0.66, 0.67. Yep, there it is, 0.67, 0.68. So that's pretty much my sweet spot. I like 0.6, 0.5, around there. But yeah, good stuff, good stuff. So what we're going to do to juice this thing up, this is the important part, folks. I've got my juice in this little needle tip dripper thing. Basically, you're going to want to, I start by putting some juice on the actual coil. Then we go up the wicks. Alright, now once we got these wicks nice and soaked, what we're going to do is, I think I might have a little bit too much wick on this one actually, but we're going to take these wicks, kind of stuff them under the coil a little bit here, like that, and then we're going to push them into these little divots. And you want to make sure that you're not covering up any of these threads. See how that's nice and kind of almost crammed in there, but that's what you want right there. As long as that chimney's going to screw on, then you're good. Same thing here. A little bit underneath that coil, not really underneath it, but kind of underneath itself almost, as far as the wick. Now we're going to push this down into the channels, and now say like on this one we got it down in that channel, but this is sticking out over this. Like this one is fine, this one's sticking out over these threads, so I'm just going to take my scissors and give that a little snip. And that ought to be fine right there. So I'm going to just kind of make sure that's down in there. Poke it, poke it, poke it. And this is going to be a stretch for that threading, because this is a lot closer than I've had it in the past. But I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. One quick thing I want to mention before I switch over to the end of this. This part here, these two parts of the wicks that are right next to the coils, you want to make sure that those are not really tight and pulling down. You want to make sure they're kind of loosey-goosey there. You see, just give them a little bit of slack. And I don't know scientific reason why that helps, but I've found that if this is too tight, I get a lot of dry hits, and you know, definitely don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and do this other side, and then I will be right back, folks. Alright, so I've got the wicks all fixed up, and I got it cleaned off a little bit. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to put it on this origin mod, the nice matchy pattern up there at the top. Give it a quick fire and make sure she's working properly. That's really nice. Really nice. I'm going to put a little bit more juice here on these coils. Oh my god, I'm going to kill somebody. Alright, now that we got the coils and the wicks nice and juicy, we're going to go ahead and put these pieces on. We're going to start with the chimney, and I'm not focusing. Here we go. And slide this on just like this. Give it a little twist. Get over those wicks. There we go. Well, I thought there we go. There we go, she's getting down nicely now. Alright, we've got that chimney all the way down, so I'm going to try to vape it off the chimney, make sure it's working alright. Works like a charm, works like a charm. That is a really nice flavor too. That is a rum and punch from my local vape shop, and it is phantasmical. I'm going to chop off some of this extra wick that's kind of hanging over those threads. 1 second. Alright, so what we're going to do next is we are going to put the body ring on there, whatever you want to call it. Now, this is where the adjustable airflow comes into play. As soon as it catches and it starts closing, at this point, no juice inside the tank is going to leak out. So you've got these two air holes here, and depending on how far down you close it, it's going to close off your airflow. So there's your adjustable airflow, and that airflow comes out to those two holes underneath the coils. So that's going to be really nice for your coils to get airflow, so that you don't get any burn taste or whatever. So here's what the chamber looks like. You're going to put the juice down there until it gets up to about where these threads start. So I like to have the air holes nice and open for the refills. Now what I'm going to do is, and I don't know if I can get a good angle, I'm going to take it off this mod so we can get a good angle here. There's seriously juice all over the place. Yeah, so we're going to have these air holes wide open. We're going to take what's left in this bottle and pour it in there. Alright, now give me 1 second. I'm going to grab the rest of that juice. Here it is, folks, the rum and punch from 5 Star. I'm going to go ahead and pour some juice into this tank until it gets up to about the, like I said, the bottom of those threads, or until I'm out of juice. But it's almost up there at the bottom of the threads. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, it's about up to the top of that bottom part of the chimney, so that'll be good for right now. Now next, this part is important so you can get minimal flooding as possible. There is going to be some leaking on this tank. It's what I've just come to accept, which is fine because of the performance. It's excellent performer. So now that the threads have caught on, I'm going to apply pressure down flip it upside down, wait for a second, then finish screwing this top cap on. And what that's going to do, since the air holes are open here on the bottom, which is now the top, since the air holes are open, it's going to allow that tank to not get flooded, allow the chamber to not get flooded. So here is your completed Aqua minus the drip tip, which I'm going to put on after I clean all this juice off of everything, and then we will go back up to the regular view and we'll vape on it for a little bit. Alright guys. Great flavor. This thing produces a fantastic flavor. Fantastic flavor, fantastic vapor production. I don't have any complaints, guys, other than when you do fill it up, these airflows are probably 9 times out of 10 that I've rebuilt this and refilled it up. These air holes are going to leak some juice, and easiest way to solve that, in my opinion, what I've found is that I will just blow on it, and that juice will kind of just, not real hard, just like lightly blow on it, that juice will kind of ooze out, and you can just wipe it up until the juice stops coming out, and then you're pretty much good. Start maybe a couple of light hits like this. And kind of blow some vapor out through these holes, and that'll just kind of vaporize whatever juice is remaining in those air channels. So yeah, that's it for the Aqua, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my video that's coming out right after this for the Origin mod. Alright guys, that'll be it. Like, subscribe, comment, questions, anything you guys have, and I'll see you guys in the next review.